Okay. Hello. Can everyone hear me? I know my thumbnail sucks. Okay. Is that working? What? Are y'all kidding me? Okay. It's okay. It's okay. We got this, guys. We got this. We got this. I am sorry, but we do have this. We will back it up like.
Correct?
Correct.
And you say to her, I bet you literally need to disappear once you are free to do so. Yes?
Yes.
Why were you suggesting that she needed to disappear?
Just because of the public, everybody knowing everything that's going on with their names and everything, you can't be in the public once that your name's out like that.
So, not being in the public, you were suggesting to her
Just want to make
you
sure.
need to disappear in terms of not have the public see where you are, things like that, correct?
Hello.
On
Hello?
page 36, Mrs. Crumbley is talking to you a
Why do
little
I
bit
see-
more and mentions to you, my son did this. I still can't even figure out where his brain snapped. Correct?
Correct.
That was what she said to you on December 1st, so the day after the shooting. Correct?
I'm just going to hang out for a second. I wanted to make
And
sure you
your
were good.
response to her when she says she doesn't know how his
Does
brain
McKinley even know that I'm on screen?
I do not know, right? You have no idea what could have happened. You had no idea or reason to see personally that something like a shooting was going to happen, right?
Correct.
So when you were testifying earlier that you had concerns that day and thought a shooting might happen, that's a new opinion you have that's different from this day when you were messaging Jennifer.
That was.
I like this.
I wasn't ever thinking it's shooting.
Make sure you all hit the like button and subscribe.
Or he would hurt himself.
So you never thought a shooting would take place at that time, after that time, or now?
Correct.
So if you were concerned about anything from any conversations with Jennifer, it was about him hurting himself.
Correct.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Jennifer goes on and she's talking to you further about her reaction to everything that happens. And on page 36, she tells you, I want to die. Is that fair?
Yes.
And on 36, you told her, be careful of anything you type on Messenger or text. It will all be subpoenaed and kept track of. The FBI is involved. They can access anything and everything, correct?
Correct.
And on that day, you were informing Jennifer, just know everything you say, law enforcement can get.
Correct.
And you were sending that because that's what you believed.
Correct.
And this is an example of everything they could get, correct?
Correct.
And at no time did Jennifer say to you, delete certain messages or anything, correct?
Correct.
And she didn't say to you, oh God, I gotta go delete all these messages, right?
Correct.
In fact, she just keeps texting you through the next couple days through Facebook Messenger.
Correct.
Even after you give her the advice, they're gonna get it all. Yes?
Yes.
I'm going down to 39. And at 9:25 a.m. on 12/1.
Thank you, Bob. I didn't even know we could do that. Okay. I don't want to stop this.
Jennifer Crumbley's told you that he is being arraigned and tried as an adult. Watching it now. You would agree with me she's talking about her son at that point,
Yes.
the shooter.
Yes.
You told her you had just heard it and asked how she was doing.
Correct.
And her response at 9:26 was, I'm sick.
Correct.
And then I'm going down to page 40. I'm skipping a couple messages, but if you need me to go back, you can let me know. Trying to find a place to stay right now. Jennifer sent that to you at 9:47 in the morning. Yes?
Yes.
And you would agree with me that when she sent you this text and said, trying to find a place to stay right now, you knew she could not go to her home.
Correct.
And you also would agree with me that this was at a time when there was lots of threats, as we've discussed.
Objection, again, specificity, and we've already talked about this.
There was negativity. There was lots of negativity, correct?
I think that's a determination for the jury to make. looking at the evidence.
Now, on page 41, you say to Jennifer, I'm glad you're safely out of the area. Jen, I can't even imagine being in your shoes. Why did you say those things?
Going back to like all the messages and everything where something involving her family or son, something happened and I can't imagine being in shoes like that, bro.
Now, going down, she's asking you if you've heard anything, any other rumors, correct?
Yes.
You're telling her, I haven't heard anything.
Correct.
And then she says to you on 12/1 at 11:10, we heard we may get charged too, correct?
Correct.
And your response at 11:12 was, that was mentioned on a news station. I don't know how both of you can be charged. I can only assume they will charge James with the handgun not being secured, correct?
Correct.
Now, at that point, there was a message that was unsent that said, we had the string lock on it, came with the case, correct?
Hold on, objection, unsent, it was deleted.
Right.
We've already done this.
Okay,
So,
go ahead.
okay, so the message she sent you that was deleted is we had the string lock on it, came with the case.
Correct.
Okay, so Jennifer's representing to you, we had the gun locked.
That's the message I'm seeing now. I don't know.
Okay,
I don't.
that's the message you're seeing now,
Correct.
and that's the message the prosecution is saying she unsent you.
Correct.
Objection, it's not the prosecution saying this,
Yes,
it's the evidence.
the expert who testified about
Thank you.
what happens to unsent messages.
Well, I don't believe that he would know what the expert said, but Mr. Keyston is questioning said,
Okay, well, his objection was that you mischaracterized that. So.
okay. The message about we had the string lock on it, do you know what a string lock is?
There isn't a string lock, but I know what was being referenced to it. A
What,
cable lock was being referenced.
a cable lock?
Correct.
So the message to you does not say, oh my God, the gun was unlocked, right?
Correct.
Even if she unsent the message to you and you never got it, the message says, we had the string lock on
Yes,
it.
delete it again, it's mischaracterizing the evidence.
It's unsent.
Well, no, it was sent and deleted. They retrieved it
Yes,
through an
thank you, Jen.
extraction.
Okay, but I guess my point is the message that was retracted does not say we left it unlocked. That's what I'm asking.
Edward, he can testify that what the messages are. I introduced the exhibit. Edward Rogowski already testified what this means. So I
Okay.
think that speaks for itself.
Okay. Well, I think she switched to a different question. You didn't get a message from her that saying that the gun was unlocked.
Correct.
On page 44, there's another message that appears to be deleted. Deleted or unsent. Which word would you prefer me to use? Deleted,
It's not my
retracted?
word, Judge.
I'm asking you just so
asking
we
the
can avoid.
counsel-
Pick a word.
I don't want to be addressed by
Okay.
counsel.
Okay, well, ask the question. Okay, there's another message that was sent and then.
Okay,
deleted.
there's another message that indicates it was unsent on page 44.
It would have been a message that he received, right? So it would have been a message he received.
Okay, so the message was everything was secured, not loaded, bullets stored away separately. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Correct?
Correct.
Jennifer did not send you any messages that says we were careless with that weapon.
Correct.
She did not send you any messages like, oh my God, we left it unlocked and left the bullets in it, correct?
Correct.
Your understanding of what Jennifer says is secured, not loaded, bullets stored away separately, correct?
Correct.
And she is saying, OMG, OMG, OMG. You agree with me, that means, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Jennifer goes on page 45 and says,
Is this sound okay, y'all?
there's an unsent message at 12:42, okay? And so the next message has the unsent message, and it reads,
Judge, I hate to keep doing this, but it's mischaracterizing the evidence.
Yeah, it was sent to him and he received it and then it was later deleted.
I guess I'm not understanding this unsent thing. Okay, so there's a message Jennifer Crumbley deleted
But it was first sent
that was first sent.
and then it was extracted.
So it's extracted, it was ultimately deleted. That message says, oh, no, I'll never be okay. I lost my son and he's a murderer and I'll forever have to live with the guilt of that, correct?
Correct.
And she says, I'm not even sure life is worth living anymore. Correct? Jennifer Crumbley at this point, from knowing her and receiving these texts, feels, from what you know of her as a person, you would believe she feels really, really, really awful.
Speculation.
Well, it's all for speculation.
I asked him from what he knows of her.
Still speculation.
Jennifer also texted you,
I think the
messaged
jury-
you.
I think the jury can draw conclusions from that.
I have nothing left to live for. B was it.
Is the
And
camera moving?
I take it to mean he was it. I have nothing to live for. He was it. Does that message make sense to you?
Yeah, yes.
What is your understanding or belief about it?
Assuming that was he was it, that's what she was looking for he.
Is the camera moving? That's not like an earthquake, right?
On page 48, so I'm going down a little bit further. You gave her a warning at the top of that page about anyone that goes to your house will have their pictures, license plates, and identity plastered all over social media. People have lost their minds and need to rein it in before they get into trouble, correct?
Correct.
And you also said he wasn't, I've met him. That message is accurately displayed, correct?
Correct.
Okay, to give it some context, above that, Jennifer wrote to you, Ethan wasn't a bad kid, Brian, on 47, correct?
Yes.
And when you say he wasn't, I've met him, that's because you've met Ethan, correct?
Correct.
And you knew about Ethan from talking to Jennifer.
Yes.
So earlier today when you testified, you've never met Ethan. You actually have met Ethan.
Oh, I met him. I don't remember ever testifying to him.
Oh, I apologize. I thought you said you had not met him. I apologize then if I said it wrong. You continue on and say, I can't condone or justify what he did, but I do know that he wasn't a bad kid, correct?
Correct.
So from what you know from Jennifer, prior to any of this, she had never complained to you that he was a bad kid. She had never complained to you that he had any kind of mental health issues or suspected mental health issues.
Correct.
Jennifer's position on page 49, she says we will never be the same. And then her next text is, it's like mourning the death of my child, correct?
Correct.
It's fair to say that Mrs. Crumbley expressed sadness in these messages to you about her feelings with her son, correct?
Correct.
She expressed sadness about what happened to the victims and their families, correct?
Moving.
And the whole.
Well, objection to the characterization of this evidence, Judge. You can read what's on the text. You can't testify to what Jennifer Crumbley was trying to express to him. Just the words.
Did she ever state that? Did she ever state that in the text?
Just what I'm reading here is, I'm reading what's here, I'm sorry.
So these texts speak for themselves.
Exactly.
Okay, and I apologize that I have to go through these one by one.
You gotta do that.
I didn't have these
Well,
before. I didn't know they were being used. Now that I know they're being used, they have important information this jury needs.
Okay,
Okay.
they're paying very close attention.
On page 49, Jennifer tells you, don't apologize. Ethan's life is over. I need to focus on saving ours. Staying out of jail and not going into a financial hole, correct?
Correct.
And then she says to you, I really need my giving phone back.
They should.
Knowing Jennifer, having texted with her many times, she meant fucking phone, correct?
Objection, again, Judge, you can't speculate.
He doesn't know.
I don't know.
Okay. You respond to her, yes, you support her in this. Yes, you really need to focus on you, capital letters. Nothing you do and no attorney is keeping him out of multiple life sentences. You need to get an attorney to defend yourself, correct?
Correct.
Then you say you don't know how or what they'll charge, but they will try.
Correct.
And she says she's working on retaining an attorney.
Correct.
Now, she mentions to you on the bottom of page 50, they're saying involuntary manslaughter, correct?
Correct.
This is on December 2nd at 1:30 in the afternoon. Or, you know what, I'm sorry, 1:30. Is that correct?
It's morning, isn't it? I believe that's it.
Oh, I'm sorry, you're right. So it's at 1:30 in the morning. Jennifer says they're saying involuntary manslaughter.
Yeah, the time is not correct. I'm sorry, the 1:31 PM is at UTC, right? So we're going back to, so it's like 9 in the morning? I'm just trying to clarify, so I don't lose
Yeah,
where I'm at. I'm sorry,
The
I
pro-
put my time
I
on.
have to be honest, I don't remember how that
Okay.
goes, the plus or minus, but ultimately, this text was sent to you before official charges were announced.
Thank you.
Yeah, it appears so. I don't.
So the basis of knowledge that you're relying on is what you're hearing in media and what people are telling you, correct?
Correct.
No.
It
Kiwi.
appears on page 51 that Jennifer deleted another message that she sent you and deleted that says, "We're on the run again, helicopters, not sure where to, I'll message you," correct?
Correct.
Now, when Jennifer says to you, "We're on the run," she also verbally told you, "We're running away from the threats in the media."
Objection, I don't believe there's any evidence that they had any verbal conversations.
Yeah, I didn't hear him testify to that yet.
Well, let me back up and ask a different question.
Okay.
Did Jennifer say anything to you that they were on the run, running from police?
Objection, say, I mean, let's be specific here.
Yeah, did you talk to her on the phone?
I don't recall.
Okay, so when she says helicopters, do you know what that means? And if you don't, that's okay.
I am shocked.
Yeah, I don't know helicopter. I don't.
Do you know why she typed that to you?
No, I'm really not.
Okay, then that's okay. That's okay, thank you. On page 54, Jennifer says to you that she's deleting accounts and deactivating accounts. She talks to you about that again, correct?
Yeah.
Now, on page 55, so going further down, we're on December 2nd. Later that morning, I'm going in order in terms of your testimony. Does that sound fair?
Yes.
Okay, so going down more, on page 55, we can agree that Jennifer told you she just got into her email and there's so many death threats and hate. I literally just want to die. That's what Jennifer says to you. It says on here at 12/2/21 at 5:23 p.m. U2C+0, correct?
Correct.
This is before the charges against Mrs. Crumbley were announced.
I believe so. I'm really having trouble with the dates. What day is this compared to shooting?
I'm not sure if this is about the deleted messages, to be honest. I have been a little bit um, preoccupied with figuring out this streaming thing. However, I thought it was about the media, but I could be wrong.
Sorry, I'm getting a little
No, that's
jumbled.
okay. The shooting was on November 30th.
30th. Okay.
Okay, and we're talking now
2
about
days after.
December 2nd.
Okay.
And then-
2 days after.
If anyone in the chat knows, please answer. I should know how to say that. Is it Dachshund's rule?
Just to make sure you have the context, on December 3rd, that was the day the press conference was held and Jennifer Crumbley was charged.
Okay.
Okay, so does that help
Yes.
keep it straight? Okay. So she tells you that she got in her email. Okay, then the next thing,
Okay. Making Law Simple said that the defense is trying to show that Jennifer is hiding from the media, and that this witness was coerced into his testimony, and that they did not see Ethan. Yeah, so it wasn't foreseeable that Ethan would do this.
she says on page 56, which is the next page, is that her texts are even worse. Correct?
Correct.
On 59 through 61, there are a variety of screenshots that we see here. Did you see those as I went through on page 57?
Yes. I don't know. I can't see what they are, but I see you showing me screenshots.
That was going to be my question. And if you don't know, just tell me. Do you have any recollection of what those were?
I do
On page 59 through 61, you send a variety more, it looks like screenshots. You don't remember what those specifically were, correct?
Correct.
Any messages that you were forwarding were negative towards Mrs. Crumbley. Is that fair?
I don't know what these are. I can't see them.
At that point in time, were you still seeing negativity on social media and in the public?
I don't recall.
I agree.
On page 62, Jennifer says, I need people who know us as parents to be behind us more than ever, correct?
Correct.
She never said something to you like, I need you to lie for me, right?
Correct.
There's 3 more screenshots sent. Any idea about those?
No idea. Not without seeing them.
Okay, then on page 64, Mrs. Crumbley sends you some screenshots. Do you see those?
Yes.
Now, I do believe the next text after may refresh your memory on what those screenshots were. Jennifer Crumbley wrote, this is what they found, a non-threat. When you were testifying earlier, you testified to the prosecution that was when Mrs. Crumbley sent you copies of those the math worksheets.
Correct.
You began asking questions about the school and said they fucked up badly, correct?
Correct.
And she tells you there was a paper they showed that had things scratched out.
Yes, I see.
Okay, and towards the bottom of the page, Jennifer Crumbley says, and this is on December 3rd at 12:17 UTC +0. No, counselor and dean were in the room. They have us counselors' names to call, but said they didn't see him as a threat and he could stay in school, which he wanted to do. His fucking backpack was with him. Why didn't they search it? That's the text you received from Jennifer Crumbley.
Correct.
At that point, and at no point, you didn't say anything to Jennifer like, this is your fault, correct?
Correct.
It was unfathomable that something so awful would happen. On page 66, Jennifer continues to tell you different things by messages. And she says, no officer was notified, and apparently there were threats and no one, not even us, notified, correct?
Correct.
And you said, I don't understand how the school was so nonchalant about this and prior threats, correct?
Correct.
You sent that text because your belief was there were prior threats that Mrs. Crumbley had never heard about.
I don't know. I just know what I'm writing here. I don't recall exactly.
Okay, fair enough.
I mean,
If Mrs. Crumbley and you had ever discussed prior threats she knew about, you would have said something to her like, you knew Ethan had made prior threats, correct?
Correct.
You don't say anything like that to Mrs. Crumbley at this point,
Right. I don't.
okay? And then Jennifer says, I don't know, but it failed my son and 4 other families, correct?
Correct.
And then she says at the end of that page on 66, yes, but my child is alive and he was responsible for, in capital lives, the loss of lives.
Correct.
I'm sick. Correct?
Correct.
On page 67, so I'm just going down further, he told you his eyes not right on his mugshot. That's not, in capital letters, my son. Is that correct?
Correct.
You responded, I said the same thing. That does not, in capital letters, look like Ethan.
Correct.
Why did you say that?
I'm gonna say because it doesn't look like pictures of Ethan I've seen.
Okay.
That's all I can say.
At that point, were you feeling shocked in any way?
I was shocked about the whole thing. I can't.
Now, on 68, you end up telling Jennifer, it's so sad, I'm so sorry, and thinking about you nonstop, correct?
Correct.
It's fair to say that you wrote that because you were so sad, you did feel so sorry, and you were thinking about her, and everyone, everything that was happening nonstop.
Yeah.
Jennifer responds about how she's doing when you ask her, are you even sleeping, correct?
Correct.
And she says no. You say, I figured, correct?
Correct.
Okay, I'm on page 69 now. She says, I haven't slept in 3 days, and I have been eating the same quesadilla for 3 days, correct?
Correct.
Well,
You told her you need food and sleep, but I'm sure it will take days before you can do either, correct?
Correct.
You said that because you could tell the person you knew felt really bad.
Correct.
Jennifer then says, I'll have plenty of time on jail, correct?
Correct.
You know Jennifer to be a sarcastic person, correct?
Correct.
You would agree with me, and if you don't, please let us know. That was a sarcastic remark on her part.
You can't agree with that, but it's just speculation.
Do you know?
I don't know. Look, reading this.
it will, Brandon.
On this date, back on December 3rd, you wrote, your attorney will prevent that. I'm still very pissed off at the prosecutor and system for charging you two. They are doing it to appease the public. That's called a witch hunt, not justice, correct?
Correct.
And to that, Jennifer replied, I'd rather die than go to jail, correct?
Correct.
Not the first time throughout this thread she said she wants to die.
Correct.
As the text thread continues, on page 72, I'm going down, but again, if you need me to slow down, let me know. Although we're going slow. She said, you've helped us a ton, just being a friend and not judging has helped. Your remarks within those text messages, messages, not text, was I'm trying my best. That's what real friends do, correct?
Correct.
At that point in time, on December 3rd, 2021, you would characterize yourself as real friends with Jennifer Crumbley.
Correct.
And James Crumbley.
Correct.
Following that, there's discussion about horses on 72. Is that fair to say?
Is this better?
Yes.
Sarah sent me pics of the boys. You know she's talking about animals.
Correct.
On page 73, she indicates to you, yeah, we're painted out to be monsters, and I can't defend myself because we're fearing our lives. Correct?
Right.
So on December 3rd, the day charges are announced, Jennifer is saying that she's painted out to be a monster.
Correct.
responding to her, and I have to ask, is this sometime in the afternoon?
Are we asking these messages right here?
Yeah, I'm asking, what's your memory of when these messages were?
Well, it's showing almost 2 p.m., so I'd have to back that up 5 hours, correct? I don't know how to do UTC. I know it's 5 hours, and I'm not sure how that does that.
So it
Does that
would,
put that at 9 in the morning?
okay,
I
well,
don't know.
it's sometime that day, and obviously the times, we can sort those out later.
Okay.
They're on the text, right?
Yeah.
On the messages. And you said you have more support than you think, but right now, anyone who publicly defends you and James gets exposed, crucified, and threatened. I've been defending you and explaining to anyone who contacts me privately, correct?
Correct.
Oops.
You were defending her knowing that there was a lot in the media and things people were saying that are not true about Jennifer Crumbley.
Objection to the vagueness of the question, Judge.
Well, I think you kind of put words in his mouth.
There too.
I guess I'll ask you, why did you say that you felt like anyone who publicly defended her and James was exposed, crucified, and threatened? What did you mean by that?
That it was such a horrific incident that nobody can possibly stand up for anything that has to do with other than
Oh, wow.
the loss of lives and anything. That's the only way you can say anything about that. You can't try doing anything any other way about that.
So it's fair to say you certainly didn't want to make public statements that you were friends with Jennifer, correct?
Correct.
And at that point, Jennifer says, I know, thank you. I don't want anyone in danger, correct?
Correct.
And further down, I'm on page, let's see here, 74. This is at
He said, Carissa, he said that anybody that I guess took up for Jennifer or Ethan or the family would be threatened, right? Something like that.
December 3rd, 2021 at 2:36 p.m. UTC +0, so we'll calculate that out later. At that time, she says, not yet, waiting on my lawyer, correct?
Correct.
Now, that was in response to your question, have they advised you of all charges? Have they issued warrants, right?
Correct.
So her response, not yet, waiting on my lawyer, that was the response she sent to you. And at that point, you wrote to her, follow his or her advice carefully. Do not fuck yourselves. Be careful. Jen and my thoughts are with you. Why were you telling her not to fuck herself?
Ooh.
Just to make sure she followed legal counsel advice.
And
Not to do anything else.
from all of the messages you had with her or any communications, Jennifer Crumbley never said to you, I don't plan to follow my lawyer's advice, correct?
Correct.
Jennifer Crumbley never said, I'm going to lie about things.
Correct.
After that, there's some exchanges on page 75, 76 about reaching out to her, talking about money with Kira. Do you recall those messages?
Yes.
So at that point, you were trying to assist her in selling the horses.
Correct.
And ultimately, this is towards the end of the messages, the end of your communication with Jennifer Crumbley, correct?
I believe so.
Okay. She gave you lawyer's number, and then there's a phone number. If we need to do any type of legal sale of the horses that Kira needs, I can't get into my house to get the papers, correct?
Correct.
You tell her I'll put it in my phone, meaning you'll put the lawyer's number in your phone. Is that right?
Correct.
So at that point, you did save the number for the lawyer in your telephone. Is that a fair statement?
I don't know.
Okay. You said you were going to do that at 4:13 and 35 seconds UTC plus 0 at whatever time that is, correct?
Correct.
You told her, I'll message her as soon as I get home. Do you want to call me? And she says to you, send me your number, correct?
Correct.
At that point, Jennifer did not have if you know, and if you don't know, you can let me know. Do you know why she was asking you for your phone number?
I don't.
The last message you got from Jennifer Crumbley was on December 3rd, 2021 at 5:57 and 25 seconds UTC plus 0. That was the last message you heard from Jennifer Crumbley.
Okay,
Is that correct?
I don't know. I can't see what. Yes.
Would it be fair to say that the last message you sent to her was this last message we see on the thread? Any chance that your neighbor can get the papers for the horses? I can sign them. Kira seems to really want those purchases.
Yes.
I have to ask you just a couple of quick questions about your relationship with Mrs. Crumbley. When you and Mrs. Crumbley spent time together, most of the time, what part of the day was it?
Morning.
Was it mornings of work days or weekends, if you know?
Work days.
Okay, and I am sorry to invade private details, but approximately, did you have a usual time that you would see each other?
I don't recall. Normal time.
During those times, you're not aware of where Jennifer Crumbley's son would be?
School. I don't.
So it would be fair to say that times you and Jennifer Crumbley were together were when her son would have been school days, correct?
Correct.
In terms of the extent of your relationship, were there many trips or overnights or things like that?
No.
That if it ever did happen was very minimal, correct?
Correct.
And at the end of the day, despite the fact that you and Mrs. Crumbley may have had an affair, you never believed that Mrs. Crumbley didn't care about her son, correct?
Correct.
Her relationship with you was very separate from her relationship with her child.
Correct.
And the amount of time that she spent with you was very minimal compared to the amount of time you knew she'd be at home and with her son
Oh,
and doing other
that's
things.
speculation unless he has a lot of details.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, don't say that.
Yeah, that, he didn't say that, so.
Okay, I can ask a better question. Throughout the days, while you and Mrs. Crumbley would talk to one another, you would frequently tell each other what you were doing as the day went on, correct?
Yeah.
I guess overall, during a typical week in 2021, how many times would you say you would see Jennifer Crumbley in person?
Once, maybe. I don't know.
Okay, so
I
we're
said
not,
I'm in 21.
so we're not talking every day or anything like that, correct?
Correct.
I have no further questions.
You're right.
Thank you. Why did you start communicating with her?
As soon as I saw in the news that that the warrants were issued and they were being apprehended, but not
They're not turning themselves in?
correct.
Okay, so I just want to make sure that we're all clear. You're not accusing anyone in law enforcement of threatening you, are you?
No.
Okay. And in fact, when you interviewed with investigator Mike Thomas, December of 2023, he actually referred to you as brother. Would that be right?
Correct.
And you guys left the interview with exchanging phone numbers, and you actually called him the
Your
next day.
Honor, I would ask the leading questions
Just
stop.
Okay. So what was the tenor of that conversation? Was it an interrogation? Was his voice elevated like mine, or was he calm?
It went back and forth. It varied
Okay. Did you feel like you were being yelled at?
at some points.
So one point he asked you about your pension. I'm going to look at the transcript here. when he first introduced himself to you, he was talking about you, how long you've been a firefighter, and your answer was, here 21 and a half years. He said, okay. And I worked for Independence, and I was on call for 7 hours before here. And then Mr.
Your
Thomas
Honor,
said, pensioner straight
I
401.
would,
She asked specifically if he was threatened that his pension would be revoked. I think it's important that the jury understands what that context was.
Your Honor, all I'm asking for is that I get the chance for recross, because if the prosecutor's gonna pick tiny parts of this transcript and not the whole thing, that's a problem.
You have.
Hold on, yeah.
No, I don't have the transcript.
She
I
has,
don't-
okay, first of all, the allegation of picking tiny parts, she accused 2 veteran officers of threatening when this witness said, no, he wasn't threatened. And I think it's important for me to go through that transcript, that interview, to talk about the portion that she brought up.
First of
He
all,
can pick whatever questions he wants out of there. He doesn't have to, he can ask whatever he wants about
Yes,
that.
Flash.
You don't have a transcript?
I don't.
She can make her own transcript, she's
I
a
don't.
retained attorney.
It's
Okay, wait,
fine.
Okay, wait, you have,
I've seen the audio. I took my own notes from it.
Fine.
Okay,
all right,
so, okay. He
you've
said,
seen the interview,
Yes.
Yeah.
okay.
you pensioner straight 401, you said pension. How much longer you got? 3.5.
Sorry.
You got a COLA, cost of living out of it? Your response, yeah. What's your COLA? Oh, I don't know what it is now. I think what's your multiplier? 2.8. Was he threatening to take your pension away?
No.
Okay. Did you ever feel like he was going to have your job taken from you?
No.
You were asked, Mr. Thomas asked you about the importance for the truth. Now, as a veteran firefighter, are you surprised that law enforcement wanted to gather the truth?
No.
Okay. And in fact, you agreed,
Your Honor, I would ask objection to leading questions.
Judge,
You would
on
agree. with
redirect,
leading-
I am entitled to some leeway, especially in light of.
No, you're not.
counsel asked.
Not to leading questions.
Okay, let's not
Nope.
ask leading questions.
Okay, well, that didn't suggest the answer.
I know you can do it, Mr. Keats.
All right. Sir, you were interviewed by law enforcement?
Yes.
Yes, okay. And in December of 2021 was the first interview?
Yes.
Okay. So you were asked specifically about certain things that were said in that interview. And you did tell the police in the interview that she said she was worried he might hurt himself or something like that. That was your type statement.
Yes.
Okay. And you repeated that again in December of 2023.
Yes.
Okay. And then you testified to that today.
Yes.
That's never changed.
Correct.
All right. So the very first interview you had with law enforcement,
Your Honor, objection to leading questions.
I didn't even ask the question.
Well,
The last 3 were leading.
he asked him, did you make this statement in your written, did you say this in your written statement? Yes. Did you put this statement, did you testify to this? Yes. So I don't think that was leading.
You told the police in December of 2021 about an extramarital affair.
That's leading.
Yeah, that is
What did
leading.
you tell the police about your relationship with Jennifer Crumbley?
Oh my God.
Correct.
What did you tell the police?
Extramarital.
Okay. Did you give all the details?
No.
Okay. Did you tell the police how many times a week you would meet her?
No.
Okay. Did you tell the police about trips and specific times during the week?
No.
Okay. Now, why didn't you give all of those details in December of 2021?
Because I don't want those made public.
Okay. Are you happy about being here today?
No.
Okay. What was your thought in withholding some of that information?
That it would protect people in my life, other people in my life, my family, my wife.
I imagine you've had some conversations since that time.
Yes.
Did you know how Jennifer Crumbley parented?
No.
Okay. Was that ever a topic of conversation?
No.
But you do know that you met her in a Costco parking lot across the street from her employer. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. And that would happen, as counsel said, during the work days?
Correct.
And during work hours?
Correct.
Okay. And you don't recall how often that would happen, but was it a regular thing?
Yes.
You also told us that Jennifer Crumbley, in that Facebook post, told you she had a string lock. Is there such a thing as a string lock?
No.
Okay. You also told us that she told you that her son's friend committed suicide, and that the school didn't send her the original drawing. That's all those Facebook posts.
Yes.
Is that correct? Okay. And did you come to learn that those three things were actually not true?
Yes.
I'm not sure about this. Is it Souter? Did he blame her for ruining his life? Anybody? Anybody? Hey, EU.
Now, did Jennifer ever tell you the details about that meeting with the school?
Not that I recall.
Did she ever tell you anything about her son in the spring of 2021?
No.
Did she ever tell you anything specifically about March 9th, 17th, 20th, 21st of 2021?
No.
Did she ever tell you about anything with her son's life in April of 2021?
No.
Did she ever tell you anything about her life in June of 2021?
No.
Did she ever tell you that she didn't have to be at a meeting later in the day on November the 30th, 2021?
No.
In fact, she was able to leave work to meet you when it pleased her.
Yes.
Sir, when you were subpoenaed, you were told that we were not going to bring out the extramarital affair. Is that correct?
Your Honor, objection. As far as it goes with
Oh,
legal
yeah, that's
issues, that is not
inappropriate.
appropriate questions in front of the jury.
Why
Inappropriate.
is that not inappropriate?
Inappropriate.
Because the prosecution's trying to allege that that I've done something to put this witness in a bad spot when the evidence in this case requires the jury know all the information.
I think this question is directed at the fact that Mr. Malash was probably taken off guard when he testified.
Judge, how about you not help?
Yes, Judge.
You didn't know you were going to ask
I
this.
can't stand that.
No.
Okay. Jennifer wrote to you that she felt like she failed as a parent
That was in the message.
in the messages, yes. But she didn't tell you any of the specificity, any of the details regarding that.
No.
So she didn't tell you anything about the background of her son and her husband. And again, I just want to make something crystal clear. In the interviews you had with law enforcement, nobody ever told you that you would be fired, correct? No one ever told you that you had the risk of being fired.
Correct.
What were you told to do when you came to court today?
Tell the truth.
Okay, and have you told the truth?
Yes.
Thank you, nothing further.
Your Honor, may I have two questions?
Yes.
Okay, Mr. Malash, it's fair to say you testified earlier, you have memory issues.
Yes.
Describe those memory issues for this jury.
Judge, that's been asked and answered. It's beyond the scope of my redirect. And unless we're gonna go through all the prior consistent statements,
I'll withdraw that question. I'll withdraw the question. Earlier when you testified, and this is my last question, you did say you had feelings that there was pressure on you about certain areas of your life being affected by your statements to police,
hold on,
correct?
Judge, that's mischaracterizing the testimony. He's testified multiple times. He was not threatened.
Okay, she didn't ask that.
I
She
asked-
has asked that.
Well,
I
you
did
know,
ask that.
I've got a little bit of inconsistent. I don't know if it's testimony or vibe from you. Did you, at any point, you said the police didn't threaten you, but,
There were veiled threats.
well, I asked that. Did you feel like there were any veiled threats? He said yes, but he didn't tell me what those were. So, did you feel pressure to tell the police some things? And if so, what were those pressures? You said that your job wasn't threatened.
Yes, Your Honor. Can I specify what I was trying to do to clarify?
Please.
I tried to clarify. I felt I was guarding myself in my statement.
Oh,
and being
see,
the investigator.
bad
was
idea.
Pushing it and inferring that this would all get out, which it has now with what was going on. He didn't threaten my job. He was asking questions that were professionally related. Because I know he was trying to establish some sort of rapport with me because he worked in law enforcement, so he was asking about pensions. He did get more aggressive with it, and it was threatening as in personal information getting out about me out in the open to the public and stuff.
Okay.
I shouldn't say stuff, but did that help?
Okay, do either of you have any questions based on that?
I do.
There you go.
Did he ever tell you to say something that wasn't true?
No,
Okay, you were told to tell the truth.
yes, sir.
Thank you.
Anything else?
You were asked questions repeatedly, the same question over and over, as we've done in this courtroom today. Correct? Thank you.
All right, I'm gonna let you step out and you're excused. Okay, tell me what we're doing next.
We have a witness, right?
Okay, do you guys need a break? How long is this witness, do you think?
It's okay, David.
I'd say the direct is about 30 minutes.
Okay. All right, I'm gonna excuse you for until 4 o'clock. You're gonna come back, okay?
All right, for the jury.
Judge, may we approach after the jury sees us?
I would ask you something. too.
Ah, chat is crazy.
You may be seated. You know, before the trial started, there were some issues raised about privileged records of the shooter and Fifth Amendment rights of the shooter. And I've had some filings from doctors, lawyers, from the lawyer for the shooter, and also by Miss Smith. So she filed something, and I know that you responded today to it. I guess I feel like I've ruled on those issues, but I wanted to give you guys as much opportunity as possible because as we've established, there is not a lot of law in this area, and I personally not found any law that would allow me to pierce a privilege possessed by the shooter. But that being said, I think you filed a response, and then there was maybe a confidential attachment to that maybe was directed at some of the contents of the privileged documents. But I have not received that. That's the long and short of it, as I have not received that. So if I haven't read something else, you know that. So
One moment.
Judge, we can check on the status. It was being
okay,
sent by Mr. Williams.
okay. Okay, so what else? You wanted to approach about something?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Oh, well, okay. So I was going to try to figure out how to do a poll, but you know what? That's really way too much for me today. We'll see. We'll see if I can do it. What do we think of the defense now? Wait. Okay. Now let's see if we can make this work. Okay, go and vote on the poll. Okay, guys. Okay, what did MLS say? Oh, why was I not talking? I wasn't talking because I was creating a poll. I know I shouldn't have done that. I actually just did it from my live chat, Dolly. What? Why are they taking a break before the next witness? I guess somebody had to pee. No, oh, you're right. Why are we behind, guys? I think I just did that. Wait. Brent. On the on which issue specifically? Oh, yeah, you're right, Haley, we were behind, because Dave had us behind, huh? Well, for lots of reasons. Oh, really? What does that mean? Stream snipe. Thanks, Dolly. Oh, I think Cross was fantastic. What do y'all think? How many people have voted? I do need a producer. This is true. I've always needed a producer. Oh, yeah, I can do that. Not a problem. I'm pushing it. Oh, I thought what did she do right? Okay, so I thought at the very end there, she probably shouldn't have done the recross, because she just gave him an opportunity to clear up with the state, um, what they wanted to get out, right? That he, wasn't threatened, I think is what they were trying to do, and that's what he eventually said. But I think uh yeah, he should have been speaking up. Yeah. Oh, you do, Lolita? Okay. She says you think she's been doing her job the entire time. I do too, but I think that her cross hasn't always been fantastic. Yeah, I don't know that anybody's going to believe that uh daily quick bites, but it's there. Yeah, exactly. That what MLS says. Despite what the prosecutor said and questioned, I think any member of that jury would think that there was a threat made by the police. And I think even the way that the judge questioned him about the veiled threats, I mean, even she understood. Sometimes she does. I think I'm not sure if it's that she struggles thinking on her feet so much as she has a hard time just asking clear questions on cross sometimes. What are we talking about feminism in the chat for, y'all? Like, why? I mean, talk amongst yourselves, but it is throwing me off here. He did say at the end he was threatened and knew what their tactics were, right? No, I don't think the prosecutor rehabilitated the witness. Do y'all? I did know mansplaining is short for man explaining. Uh-oh, what happened here? Y'all, and I'm sorry, I don't see a lot of the stuff in here because 'cause I'm, like, definitely not used to this many people in chat. Clearly, I oh, I sent Jamie a link, I think. Maybe I didn't. No, I didn't not because I couldn't figure out how to work Discord, which is a problem. Uh-oh, why can we not hear? Oh, because I haven't turned it back on. Who did that? Wait, how did that happen? Oh, okay. Okay, thank you, Dave. I don't even know how you do that. I know. Why don't we have sound, y'all? I'm getting nervous. Hello? Y'all can hear me though, right? Okay, okay. Thank you, Matt. No, see, we should be hearing this. What's happening? Fix the sound. See, I didn't do that.
Please state your name for the record and spell your first and last name.
No problem. My name is William Creer. William's common spelling, Creer spelled C-R-E-E-R.
Go ahead.
I misspoke and called you officer, which is probably a good way of introducing you to the jury, but I'm just gonna call you Mr. Creer.
That's fine.
You are not an officer. What is your title?
Forensic technician,
And who do you work for?
Detroit, City of Detroit Police Department.
Okay, can you explain to the jury how you work for the City of Detroit Police Department, but you're not an officer?
I'm a crime scene investigator. They send me out to the scenes, I collect the evidence, I take the pictures, package the evidence, and I come testify in court.
And how long have you been doing that?
It's like
20 years.
So is your title forensic lab tech?
No, just forensic technician.
Okay.
There's a difference. Lab techs, they actually, the people that test the evidence I collect, I just go collect the evidence.
Okay, you don't work in the lab.
No,
Okay. So is it correct to say that you're a civilian working for the police department?
yes,
thank you,
All right.
Ellie.
I want to direct your attention to December 3rd of 2021. Do you remember that day?
yes, ma'am.
Were you working?
Yes, ma'am.
Were you at some point dispatched to a building with the address of 1111 Bellevue in Detroit?
Yes, ma'am.
And were you made aware there was a search warrant being executed at this location?
Yes, it was.
Okay, how many times have you, roughly, can you estimate, gone to a crime scene and collected evidence?
A lot.
Okay,
What actual number? More than 1,000.
Did you go with anybody or were you by yourself?
I had a partner there.
Okay, and what was your partner's name?
Forensic technician Stephanie Sparks.
What were your initial thoughts as you headed to the location?
When my partner and I were heading to the location, it was just a normal search warrant, collect pictures, collect the evidence. And then when we arrived at the scene location, we saw the media cameras. And that's when we figured, okay, this is going to be a little bit more than a normal search warrant.
Okay. Who did you speak to when you arrived on scene?
Lieutenant Hall,
And why Lieutenant Hall?
because he was the highest ranking officer at the scene when we arrived. And when we got the request over the radio, he was the one that dispatched the officer dispatched, requested for the scene to be processed.
Okay. And what did he ask you to do?
When we arrived at the scene, we went into the building, and that's when we were made aware that this was regarding the Crumbley case and how we were going to execute the search warrant.
Okay. Is it correct to say that you process the scene? Is that how you would describe what you do?
That's exactly how it was described.
Okay. And when you process the scene, some crime scenes, does that mean something, the depth in which you perform those duties, does it differ depending on what the law enforcement wants you to do, or is it the same every time?
We work hand in hand with law enforcement. Officer in charge usually goes in or has already secured the scene with the other officers. By the time we arrive, they have an idea of evidence they want collected. When we arrive, we do a walkthrough with the officer in charge or the detective, whoever is the highest ranking officer on that particular scene. We do our walkthrough. He points out evidence that's important to be collected. While we're doing our walkthrough, my partner or who I'm working with that day will point out items that we believe.
I think he's
My
talking in general.
And then at that point, we start taking pictures, documenting the scene, and collecting the evidence.
Okay, so do you only collect the evidence they point out you need to collect
did.
this? Or do you determine based on your own experience what you should collect? And how do you ever collect anything that's not visible when you first walk in and law enforcement directs you to?
After we do a walkthrough with the investigator, and then if they give us permission or we agree that we're going to do a more thorough search, we see some items that we might want to look at a little bit more thoroughly, then we will do an additional search of the scene.
Okay, so the items that you find, does that sometimes, does that lead you to the other parts of the scene that you want to search? Do you search only what the law enforcement tells you to?
Again, depending on how things operate. In this particular thing, we use this particular scene.
Yes.
as an
I
example.
potentially skip.
They had already initiated their search. They had already found items they wanted. They, at this point, they said, hey, if there's any additional items you two see or might want to go over, have at it.
Okay, so you were given free reign of the entire room.
Yes.
Okay. Is it part of your protocol to just collect what you see out in the open, or do you actually do you conduct searches?
We conducted search in this particular case, yes.
Okay. Is that something routine, or is that unusual?
It depends. It varies by scene to scene.
Okay. When you walked into the room, what did you observe?
Again, the search warrant had already been executed. We took our overall pictures of the scene. We saw, items that were already collected from or found by law enforcement. There was foodstuffs on the table, just as you directly in front of you as you entered the room. Mattress and clothes scattered around the room that had already been found.
Okay. I'm going to show you pictures in just a moment, but I want to, with your permission, get a little bit more detail about the things that you first discovered. When you just said you saw some food stuff. Do you remember specifically what you saw?
I believe bananas, jug of orange juice. I want to say maybe bottle of alcohol. I want to say possibly vodka. That's all I can remember off the top of my head.
Okay. Did you see anything else that stands out to you right now?
No.
Okay. Okay. I'm going to show you before I do that,
Right.
can you describe what did you think that room was when you walked into it?
When I walked into it, I was an art studio of some guy.
Okay.
So I remember portraits and just art stuff around the room.
Right.
Tables, kind of reminded me of an art class or something like that.
All right. Did you see anything else on the
I
floor?
hope not.
Saw a mattress.
And what did you think of that?
Apparently somebody sleeping on a mattress.
Well, I'm sorry. You
It
spoke.
looks like somebody sleeping on a mattress.
Okay. I'm not sure. I know I didn't ask you this. Did you have contact with Jennifer James Crumbley when you were searching the room?
No, at the time, no. They had already been arrested and believe taken to open count jail.
Okay, so you didn't see them?
No.
All right. So I'm going to show
Not
you.
at that particular time.
Right, we're going to get to that. Okay, I'm going to show you some pictures, and then I'm going to pull out just 2 or 3 things just for demonstrative purposes for the jury. But these are photographs, exhibits 348 through 400.
I'm sorry, 348 through 400.
So on the exhibit list, they're listed from 348 and the
348,
the description.
351 were previously admitted, but 350 was not done, right?
I'm just checking. We have no objections on these. Thank you.
Okay. All right, so can you tell the jury, I'm going to just go through the pictures, and you can, if you will, just describe what we're looking at.
That's the scene location.
I'm sorry, Mr. Hooker, about what time did you arrive on scene?
Around 2:40?
AM?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Were you just working the night shift, or were you at home, or where were you when you got
I'm
home?
assigned a midnight shift.
Okay, gotcha. All right, so this is what?
That will be the scene, the crime scene location.
It should be on your monitor, is it?
Oh, yes.
Okay, great.
I'm just so used to it.
Yeah. All right.
That's the casino bill.
I'm so curious as to what they're going to use this guy for.
Oh my God.
Can you go back one?
Hey, look at
Can
you.
See the windows of the art studio that
I have to leave in like a minute, but I just wanted to pop on and say hi.
Nice.
Okay, next photo.
Should I pause
Does
it?
this look familiar?
No.
Yes, ma'am.
Can you tell the jury what this is?
So those are the reporters that we saw when we were pulling up, and we asked them to move so we can take pictures.
Okay, is that something common that you encountered?
Yes.
Okay. Next.
Look at that.
Again, we're at the.
Look at those number of reporters, though.
I know. How did they know?
Well, that works better for the defense, doesn't it? I'm
Yeah.
running from the reporters.
Oh yeah, no. That looks way better.
Am I really loud, by the way?
I think we're both loud in the I can't get the court volume up for some reason, but
Do you have that booster I sent you?
I do. It's turned on.
Okay. It's just quiet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but no, I really think that works for the defense.
Yeah, that was a ton of reporters.
Yeah. So, okay. All right. Sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt. I'm going to jump off.
fine.
I will see you all tomorrow. I will be listening now.
Okay.
All right. See you guys.
Bye.
Oh, here's Jamie.
Yay,
Hey, Jamie.
Jamie.
Finally. Hi.
Bye, Jamie.
Okay, bye. You look nice. Have fun. Okay. I'm gonna start it again. You good?
Yep, go ahead. Yep.
So did you take these photos?
Oh, no, Harlan took these photos.
Were you there when she took them?
Yes, I was.
Okay. What is that?
If you zoom in, you can see cigarette butts that we were requested to collect.
Okay.
Oh, come on.
And what are we looking at?
Looking at more cigarette butts we were requested to collect.
Did you know why you were requested to collect those?
Because of possible DNA evidence.
Okay. Next.
Wait,
What is
no.
this?
That will be Suite 130, the privacy location.
So the art studio was Suite 130, or actually is 130 the art studio you searched? I'm sorry.
130 is the art studio. We searched the actual crime scene address was 1111 building.
So the building was 1111 Bellevue.
Yes,
Okay. And the art studio was what?
130.
Okay. What is this?
That's inside Suite 130.
All right. And the next picture.
Again, we're inside Suite 130. These are overall shots of the entire room, so you get an idea of the items in the room and the room in general.
Where, in relation to the door to the studio, is there one door or more than one door?
There was just one door in and out of this room.
Okay. Where in relation in this photo, where's the door?
The door is from this angle. The door is directly behind and to the left.
Okay. And the next.
Again, we're kind of circling the room with overall shots.
Okay.
Again, the door is behind and at this point behind and to the right.
Okay. What is this?
Again, we're taking overall the room. The door is directly behind us, and we're taking a shot across the room.
Do you see a mattress in this photo?
No, but if you go back, I believe you can see the mattress there, at the bottom of the screen. The two drawers are on top of the mattress.
Okay. Great. And the next photo.
Again, that's the shot from across the room. The door in and out of the room is directly behind the part to take the photos.
Okay. And the next one is 360. This is just a different view.
Different angle.
Is that the mattress there in the right bottom corner?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Did you put those drawers? Are those drawers?
I believe they're drawers, and they were already there at the time that we arrived.
Okay. And 361.
And then you have a better photo of the mattress and the drawers.
And the next. Okay, what is this?
Now we're circling around your photo of the mattress, flat object, and whatever cover that the mattress is resting on.
Okay, in a minute, we're going to get to the actual items individually, photos. But did you take pictures of those individually at some point?
I would have to go through the pictures to make sure that I'm pretty sure we did.
Okay. And what's your recollection? What is that? And you said it's an item. Is it a blanket? Is it a piece of clothing? Is it something else?
I believe it's a clothing last year.
Okay. 364. What is this?
Again, we're circling the room. As you see at the top, right-hand corner, that's the table with the food items on it. You see the orange juice at the top, right corner, and bottom left.
Same, Holly.
Bottom left, bottom left corner of the room, you have a Snipes clothing bag.
Okay, right next to the orange juice, that circular object on the counter there, what is that
Right next to, say it again?
there?
Oh, those are solo cups.
Okay,
Or
Oh,
plastic
please.
cups.
365.
Oh, God.
Photo of
Yeah.
clothes that was inside Snipes bag.
Okay, can you tell the jury what those are?
A few pairs of socks, a sweatshirt, and again, you have the flag item in the baseball cap that was in the previous pictures.
Okay, and are the socks attached to anything?
They were
attached
cut.
to, just like you buy them in the store, paper that would connect the socks.
So they're new.
Yes. There's also the receipt in the picture, just by the way.
Okay. And do you, I think there's a closer photo of that actual receipt, which we'll get to. 366, what is that?
This will be again by the mattress. Between the mattress and the shelf is like a peach.
Okay, 367.
And there's a better picture of the t-shirt.
So did you or somebody else take it and lay it out like that?
Yes, Ellie.
368? What is this?
It's another shirt.
Where was that found?
Can't quite remember off the top.
Okay. Do you need to see, did you write a report?
I did write a report.
All right, would that refresh your recollection?
It would, thank you.
Okay. Mayor Pro Tem.
Sure. Thank you.
So is this the place that they were staying? Is
Yes.
this what I'm, okay.
Yeah. This is the warehouse. It looks like it was an art studio.
This is so crazy.
Yes, it was in one of the plastic bins.
Okay, that shirt was in a plastic bin?
Yes.
Okay, I think if we proceed through the photos, that this will make a little bit more sense. Okay, is that a plastic bin?
That is one of the plastic bins. Yes.
Okay. How many total plastic bins did you find items of interest in this search?
I believe 2 plastic bins were during the entrance of the search.
Okay, were they in the same place or were 2 different places?
They were in 2 different places.
Okay, where was that plastic bin?
That plastic bin was along the north wall of the room, under the table with food items on it.
Under the table,
Holly, I don't know what was on the mattress. I'm wondering the same thing.
right there.
Right.
And so, correct me if I'm wrong, is the mattress on the other side of this table?
The mattress is on the other side of the table, yes.
Okay, was the plastic bin found like that with the lid off and the backpack sitting up?
No, we looked at it. It looked funny, just out of place under the table. We moved it. The top was kind of ajar, and then that's when we found the bag in the room.
Okay, and we're gonna get to the contents of what was in that backpack in a moment. Can you flip it through?
What's in the backpack? Just let's go.
And that's the table with all the food items.
Why is it so important?
Describe to the jury what you see, all the items there that are on the counter.
Probably you have the bananas, you have orange, container orange juice, container burners, a box of Special K.
Oh my God, they ate Special K? No way.
Solo light cups.
Okay.
And solo cup.
I see
Oh, solo cups. Oh, sneaky MFers.
And Mr. Keese is going to sort of highlight some of the other items to ask you what those are. You know,
Oh my.
what is that?
A box of, can't quite make it up.
Okay. Do you
Who cares? Okay, they ate food and drank things.
refresh?
They're human beings. Here in Hack, I have no idea.
My report says food stuff items.
Okay.
Food items, plastic cups.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so those are boxed something.
Yes.
Mm.
If I told you that says Lara Bar on it, would you have reason to
Who
dispute that?
cares?
No.
Do you know
Yeah, what? Who cares?
the granola bars
Okay.
or energy bars?
Okay.
Okay, so you've never had a Lara Bar?
I've never had a Laura bar, no.
Are they trying to say that they needed like energy to run? I mean,
That's a good theory. I like that theory. They need
gosh.
their energy bars.
Okay, what is the next item Mr. Keast is showing with the magnifier, you know?
No idea.
Bottle of lotion or something.
Is it lotion or is it shampoo?
I believe it was lotion. But
Okay. What is that?
I'm not sure.
What does the bottle say?
Real? Oh, you're talking about the plastic bottle behind?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, that's a minute.
Okay,
Who cares?
and then there are two other cups right there.
Yes.
Is that the way you found it, or?
That is exactly how we found it.
Okay. All right. Next. This is what?
That is again a plastic bin with a pink tote bag inside.
Okay. And the next one. What is
Oh
that?
my god.
It's a plastic bag. We removed it from the plastic bin. I mean, the pink bag we removed from the plastic bin.
Okay. What are the items to the left?
Those are items we started removing outside.
Okay.
I mean, pink bag.
And what did you describe to the jury what you found in the pink backpack?
In the pink backpack, there was a various clothes.
I like that backpack though.
Intimate clothes.
It is nice.
Like I like a hot pink backpack.
Men's underwear or ladies' underwear?
Ladies.
Do you know how many pairs? Okay.
How many pairs? Oh geez.
That gray item next to the pink backpack to the upper left, what is that?
That's just another bag that was inside of it.
Okay, and 373? What is it?
Again, we have another angle of the pink bag, the gray bag, and a pair of pants that was also inside of that.
Okay. And 374?
We have another angle of the pink bag and a pair of the other
Okay, the green bag underneath the pants, was that found in the, yes. Was that found in the backpack?
Yes.
What did it have inside of it?
I don't recall.
Okay, I'll hand it to you in a minute.
Okay.
Next slide.
Again, we have a picture of the brand of pants, factor stretch, and tag on your false street.
Okay. And the next slide. What's this?
Again, we have more of the intimate items, intimate clothing items, and plastic bag with,
That's a business card?
yes,
Okay, and what's next to it?
several pills inside the container. I believe they're caffeine.
Okay.
All right, and the next picture?
Again, we have a closer picture of business card and the pills.
Okay, and then 378. What is this?
It was an ointment container and an injectable medication. So
And where was it found?
it was all of that was in a plastic bag, which was
Oh
inside.
god.
Yeah.
the
Oh
Okay,
no.
were you able to determine whether those were for human beings or,
for horses.
okay,
Are we for real?
They had horse medication on them.
Clothing and more clothes.
what is this?
It's a key card
And what is,
for an extended stay in America.
okay, where'd you find that?
It was inside of a jacket, over the chair. If you go back, way back at the beginning of the pictures, you'll see a black jacket over the chair.
Okay, and the next slide? What is this?
This is inside of
Uh-oh.
can. It was
A whiskey bottle. No way.
tape with food items on it. It's a whiskey bottle. There was there were a few pictures before that I didn't see us go through that showed what the garbage can was in relation to the table of food items.
Was the bottle empty or did it still have something in it?
It was it.
Next one. What is this?
It's a receipt with Rivertown Market.
And what does the date and time say? I'm not sure it shows it in that.
Yeah, I'm not sure it shows it. In this
Okay.
picture.
All right, the next. Okay, what is this?
It is a bag of ice, and there's also I don't know what to do with that.
If I said avocado, would you?
It's an avocado.
So you said there were just 2 bins. Is this the second bin?
Yes.
Okay. Where'd you find this?
It was, if I remember correctly, this bin was going to be alongside the.
We're gonna go back and show
Westwall.
a picture of the whole room again when we go through each thing, but this was in the room that night, correct?
Yes.
Okay, was the ice, can you go back to this? Receipt? What is, can you read if we give a close up what the items on that receipt were?
Bagged ice, a Larabar, 2 Larabar, clove cup, Troy, orange juice, Diet Coke, paid a deposit, I believe, probably for Diet Coke, organic bananas, extra large avocados, and an ice mountain.
Okay.
All items you need if you're on the run.
What is the ice sitting in?
It's sitting in a metal tray.
Okay, a receipt later says lasagna pan, but if you know, would you call it, you don't know, do you?
I would call it a metal tray.
Okay.
Similar to what if you had a family gathering, and you're cooking for family, you have lasagna, you make a large dish of lasagna.
Got it. Was the ice melted or was it still intact?
It was melted.
Okay, next picture. What is this?
It is
I don't know.
a receipt. I believe
The
it's
court,
bottom
I
half
think.
of elevator receipt.
What's the date and time?
12/3/21. 4:09 p.m.
Okay, and that's, looks like it's for how much, if you can see? Does it say?
No, I don't see it. I'm not seeing it.
Up at the top.
Sold items, $1.04.
Okay, and it's to the state of Michigan?
Yes.
Okay. What is this?
Photograph the mattress that we went through earlier.
The item at the bottom of the screen, what is that?
It's a blue solo type cup, plastic cup.
Was there anything in it?
No.
All right, and 386. What is this?
That's another plastic bin.
Okay, so were there 2 plastic bins or 3 plastic bins?
There were multiple plastic bins
Okay.
in the room.
The items that you found, were they in 1, 2, or 3 plastic bins?
2 plastic bins.
Okay, so there's the one that the backpack was in.
Which was under the table.
Okay, and then what's the other one?
That second plastic bin was with the
Okay,
And we have the third plastic bin that actually, which I would say the second plastic bin, which actually has items that are important to this.
okay, so you weren't counting the one with ice?
No.
Okay. All right. Where was this located?
This could be alongside the west wall.
So was it next to the mattress?
No, the mattress again, if you come into the room, you have the table that has 2 items. You have the bed. If you work a little further west, you have their wall that you could that you go to the earlier picture with that picture with paint splotches or whatever.
All right, well, I don't mean to interrupt you, but we'll show you a picture.
Okay.
So was this next to the other bin with the backpack?
No,
Okay. About how many feet away from that bin was this one?
can't quite call it off my head, but about more than 8 feet.
Okay. And what was inside this bin?
It was a purse.
Was this securely latched?
Yes. If you can go back to the further picture, you can see how it was more firmly latched.
Okay. And did you pull that bag out?
Yes, we took a picture of the sequence.
I opened a drawer. Sorry, guys.
I can hear it.
The plastic bin.
Okay. And the next one. Is that the bag that was in the bin?
Yes, sir.
And this is your protocol? Is that, I don't want to put words in your mouth. How do you approach the photos in terms of sequence?
As we go through the purse or any kind of item, if there's item, any kind of item, we open up the purse and take a full photo of how the items are in the purse at the time of collection. And then we start pulling out the items and kind of setting them up and showing the items individually that was inside the purse, bag, whatever.
Okay. Let's go to the next slide and we'll go through all of the items because you actually take each item out of the purse and photograph it.
Yes.
Okay, what are we seeing there?
Those are 2 envelopes with cash inside.
Okay, and 390? Well, I'm sorry, what's underneath the envelopes?
That is the tabulation return. Whenever we do a crime scene, there's an officer there that takes notes on all the items we collect from the crime scene.
Okay. Look closely at that search warrant tabulation. Who's Peschke? Do you know who that is?
No.
Okay, if I told you it was an Oakland County sheriff, would you say that this was the search warrant for that room?
Yes.
Okay. Is it continuing? Okay, there were 2 search warrants, well, there were many search warrants executed that day. The search warrant that was executed on the art studio was one of them. There was also a search of the defendant's home.
Okay.
Do you know whether this was a tabulation for the art studio or the defendant's home?
This should be a search warrant for this location, this scene.
Okay, we'll get to that. Next. What's this?
Again, we're taking more photographs inside the purse.
And what's visible in the purse?
Most visible.
What does this prove?
More cash.
No idea.
Cash inside the purse.
Okay, and then some other items?
Yes.
What's to the right?
You have pills, bottles of pills.
And then what are those items?
Along where, if you there you go. You have the,
Oh, it's
and as you go further to the right, you start to see the cell phones that we also collect.
Okay, next picture. That's a close-up of the cash.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and 392.
No, you have a close-up of the pills and cell phones, and also the keys to the Kia outside.
Okay, how many cell phones?
4.
All right, and did you notice anything about these cell phones? Well, first of all, were they on or were they off?
All the cell phones were off at the time of we collected.
All 4 of the cell phones were off.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Anything else did you notice about the cell phones?
As you see, one cell phone is, as I said in my report, severely damaged.
All right, and is that's the front screen?
Yes.
Okay. So would you say that's multiple cracks indicating damage or a couple cracks?
I'm comfortable with saying severely damaged.
Okay. Next. That's a close-up.
Close-up of the keys that we collected from inside the purse.
And what is that card, if you know?
It says card activation. It's like some kind of date card or something.
Okay. Next slide. All right, this is a close-up of the medications.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and can you read what the medications? First of all, are they prescription?
They are prescription.
And who are they prescribed to?
Jennifer Crumbley.
All right, and do you know what each prescription bottle is for?
You have 2 bottles of Adderall, and then the 3rd bottle I can't quite make it out.
Okay, I'm gonna close up there. What is that?
Allopraxilone.
All
Xanax.
right, do you know what that is?
Mhm.
Okay, if I told you it was Xanax, do you have any reason to disbelieve that?
I would have it in distribution. No.
Okay. All right, next.
Again, we have photos of the cell phones.
Okay. And the next one? What is this?
That's when we started pulling out the cash and counting it.
Is that your protocol? You lay out all of the bills?
Yes.
Okay. 397, that's,
We're continuing to count the money as we find.
Okay.
And we're still counting money. And we're still counting money. That's the last photo.
all right. Did you count all the money?
Yes, we counted all the money.
What was the total in cash that was in the purse?
$6,617.
Okay.
Hi, Jane.
400. What is this?
It's another photo of the receipt. I believe that's the top section of the receipt from earlier.
And what is the date and time?
12/3/21, 4:37 p.m.
Can you read the items on the receipt?
No problem. Jeffrey lasagna pan, burners 2 liter, got a recycling fee overcharge, paper towel, Kleenex Ultra Tissue.
Ridiculous.
Oh my God. So
Okay.
they took back some bottles,
Um,
bought some pop.
This is gonna help me, just for demonstrative purposes, pull out just some of these items that are not exactly clear in the photo, so I just wanted to, ask you in detail if this was the item that you photographed, is that okay?
Yeah, no problem.
Okay, the first is the book pack, the backpack.
Yes, it does appear to be the photograph.
Okay.
Oh boy, the backpack.
That's where the packet is with the course medication. It looks like, was this in the backpack?
It was in the back.
Okay, and then the clothing items were also in there,
Yes, ma'am.
okay? And then the next,
That's 427 for the record, Judge.
427.
I don't know, Ken. They think this backpack's important for some reason.
Why? What'd they ask? What'd he ask?
He said, "Why are we entering a backpack?"
Oh. I don't know.
Not for purposes.
do you recognize these items?
Yes, that's fine. Those are items that were by the bear.
Okay, so are those clothing or are they blankets?
They appear to be blankets.
Okay,
Are those also 427?
Yes, Judge.
that's the Snipes bag, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So these are some, where did, what is this?
That's the sweatshirt. We already went over it through the picture, from what the pictures are.
And where was that found?
That was found here this night.
Okay,
Is that better, Dave? I turned myself down.
what is this?
I
Okay.
don't know if that
I don't
helped.
That was the jacket that was over the chair.
Okay.
That had hotel room cards.
Okay. And then the only, that's what it's just like, you know, and then the only other thing we're gonna show you is the last item found in what you call the second plastic container, which I call the third. Is this that in that container?
Yes, that's the purse.
Okay. Were the cell phones found in this bag?
Cell phones, the money, yes, that was in the bag.
Okay, thank you. All right,
I don't know. I guess it shows that they're fleeing. They're trying to flee. I don't know.
pictures of the room so you can orient us and where these things were found. Did you ever come in contact with Jennifer Crumbley?
We were requested to look out and photograph both the properties.
Okay, and why were you asked to do that?
We were just requested to take pictures if there are any injuries regarding their arrest. Because the request was not only for the search warrant, but if you look at my report, the request was to process the scene of a search warrant and arrest at the address at 1111 Bellevue Street.
Okay. Do you see Jennifer Crumbley in the courtroom today?
Yes, I do.
Can you point her out and describe something she's wearing?
She's right there. She's wearing a blue jacket or a suit jacket.
May the record reflect that he's properly identified the defendant.
The record will say.
Okay, lastly, I just want to take you to the initial photos that you took to the room to try to point out where exactly you found each of these plastic bins.
Even the witness looks bored.
I know.
Okay,
Wow.
right. Is this a good photo to show us?
Yes.
Okay.
I'll go back one more. There we go, right there.
Looks like it.
The first bin is going to be to the just to the right of the food, the table with the food items on it, on the floor, and it was kind of under the table. That was the item that had the book bag in it, if I remember correctly.
Okay, and the mattress is on the other side of the table?
Exactly.
Okay, where was the ice and the avocado found?
Ice and avocado were still
Oh my God.
out in the open, still in that same area.
This ice and avocado.
Was the second plastic bin that contained the purse with the cell phones and the cash, where was that?
If you look straight ahead, as I mentioned before, the portrait that had the paint splotches along that wall, you have that table just up under it, and just beyond that, when you move around, that's when you see the container with the.
Behind
Yes.
that workbench on the left?
Yes.
Is there a better photo of it? Can you see it from that?
No, we're looking.
About there.
Come around. That area, just one more over. There you go. You have the bench. I misspoke. You have the kind of yellow
Cart?
with the tub, the yellow cart with the tubs on, with the tubs.
Yes.
Just to the left of that, you have the items with the paint, and then just behind that would be the tote.
Okay. And that was securely fastened?
Yes.
Okay.
And it was securely fastened, but in another bin. As you, when you go through the picture, you can see that bin is in another.
Was the bin inside that bin also closed?
No.
Okay. And was the bag zipped or unzipped?
Bag was at the time. Well, we collected.
Okay. And that's where you found the cell phones that were turned off and the cash?
Yes.
Okay. And how did all of that evidence get here?
After we took pictures, all these pictures, we then collected.
What happened here?
evidence and
Uh-oh.
we secured them in these
Y'all.
items and turned them over to the
What is that?
Detroit police.
I don't-
to take back court.
All of a sudden, can you hear the audio?
Yeah, it went out. Like it went really low.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. And I'm like, man.
Y'all. Why did that happen?
It looks like in the chat it's for everyone.
Yeah, it
On that
is.
channel.
Hold on, I'm going to pause it. This is not good. This is just not good, my friends. I don't know what
So
is
how
happening. Output
is
device.
the one crime feed different? Let me see.
I feel like this is a me issue.
No, it's on Law and Crime that way too.
It is?
Or it's not you.
Oh.
It's like muffled.
For what? How did that happen? Oh man, y'all, that scared me. Oh, so we're done for the day, and they were just like, we're going to cut this off short, right in the middle?
Pretty much.
Were we not right in the middle of questioning?
I didn't think she was done yet.
Okay. Well, we'll wait and see if they're going to say something else.
Yeah. Anyways, how did everybody feel about that? That was annoying.
Yeah, I'm thinking that don't they like you can like hear like the tiniest amount of sound.
Hmm.
Yeah, I think they are done for some reason. Okay,
That
now
was
I have
kind
to
of
figure out
abrupt.
how to it was super abrupt, just right in the middle. Okay, I'm gonna try to figure out how to Dave, do you think they're coming back or you think they're done for the day? How will we know?
What is the chat saying over there?
It is saying see you all tomorrow morning. Okay, so we are done. Yeah, I'm gonna
Okay.
pass you. Actually, I said I was gonna pass y'all to Nick for the um. Do I just
Yeah,
end it? Does anybody
Jennifer?
know? Like it's already rerouted to go to Nick, but do I just end my stream?
If you have redirect set
It's
up, yeah,
directed.
when you end, it should automatically do it, right? That's what I mean, that's what always happens with Dave and them, I guess.
Okay, Gabe, do I just push end now? Okay, well, I'm gonna try it, and we're gonna hope. If not, y'all go over to Nick's channel. Okay, bye, everybody. Okay, bye. I hope this works.